water taxi going from Murano to Venice to San Marco Piazza. Our hotel, the Monaco.
Are we on the Grand Canal?
We are on the Grand Canal. And you can see behind Beth, beautiful buildings. It's turned out to be a lovely day. It started out very cloudy, but the sun is now out. So Beth had me get a lanyard that goes on the bottom of my phone. Actually, it was Brianne, our daughter-in-law, that got it for us. And it is an excellent idea, especially when we're out here on the water and I don't want to lose my phone in the water. Can we see the necklace you bought today?
How about the bracelet?
So we got that. That's Murano glass.
And earrings. So we weren't going to buy anything.
Yeah,
but
we did. It won't be the last time.
Okay.
Famous last words. We're not going to buy anything. Here we are on our gondola ride.
On the Grand Canal. What do you think of the Palace?
Doja Palace? Yeah. It was very opulent. It just goes to show you how rich Venice was, how wealthy it still is. But yeah, it was amazing. There were so many frescoes, paintings, that we actually didn't get to see them all. We stopped to see the most famous ones and looked at them, but I would actually like to get a book with pictures of all the paintings so that I could spend time studying them.
And what conqueror Napoleon came and stole?
Yeah, some of the best art. But then again, it was kind of turn around as fair play, karma for the Venetians, because that's what they had done. They sacked Constantinople and stole the art there. So what goes around comes around. Hi everybody. So end of a wonderful day in Venice.
What was your favorite part?
You know, I really like the gondola ride, but I really like the Doja Palace. The Doja Palace was pretty phenomenal.
I had figured out we don't have enough gold leaf in our house, in our city,
we don't have
state.
any gold leaf. The only gold leaf in Iowa is on the Capitol Dome.
Okay, so like I said, but in our hotel room, there are Murano blown glass daffodils in a chandelier on the ceiling. Like we have a ceiling fan in our bedroom, and I'm thinking hand-blown daffodils would just spruce it up a little bit.
She told me
with gold leaf spots around.
The only thing we have in our room, we have bedroom, is we have ceiling that has nail holes that are falling out of the plaster. Right now it is white, so it's like a blank canvas. Our daughter-in-law, the artist, loves us, but I don't think she loves us that much.
To paint on the ceiling.
Yeah. So anyway, we're sitting right next to a canal. This is the same canal that we went down when we were on the gondola. That bridge right there is the lowest bridge we went under of all the bridges. So we got to that one, and the guy said, hey, would you go sit on that seat up there, which was on the far side? So they almost tipped the gondolas over sideways because they've got a great big statue on the bow, and then the gondolier in the back is standing up. So to get underneath the low bridges, they have to tip sideways. And the first time they did that, what did we say, Beth?
Whoa!
Is this thing going over? And he said,
it's
no,
like
no.
a canoe that's going to tip.
He would get his gondolier license taken away if he tipped over his boat.
The guy driving our
gondola
has owned it and done it for 30 years. That was kind of amazing.
Yeah. He told us about his gondolier training that they put him through for like 3-year apprenticeship.
I also thought it was interesting, high tide to low tide. Low tide seemed pretty low, so I thought, it won't flood while we're here. But St. Mark's Square
the water
was flooding.
It comes up through the tiles. So the water is actually underneath. We thought this big square with tiles all over it, flagstones, was like, it's solid, right? No, water is coming up through the tiles.
And another thing is we were told about all the pickpockets in Venice and Rome. and also about people giving out roses. So
And how
can
many
you guess
roses
how many roses
they
rose
attempted to
men
give?
approached me
Yeah,
to get me to take a rose?
they were attempting to give her
Yeah,
flowers.
it was 5. Steve got to the point where he would give them his frowny face to try, to try to get them
That
to
would scare you away, right? You wouldn't try to give
because
me a flower if I.
so his frowny face, yeah. But they give you a flower and then they tell you you owe me
Five
lots of
euros.
money, and
Yeah.
if you don't pay it, I'll be mad. But we're surprised there aren't that many Americans here. Most people, in fact, on the tour we took earlier, we were the only English speakers out of what, a tour of 30.
Yeah, so we got a
And
private tour.
yeah, we got a private tour just for us. But it was a little bit of a stretch that the woman giving it spoke English.
She spoke very good English, very slowly. She's actually a Venetian.
Yeah, she was born here. We asked her.
So she
was born here, and she said it's so expensive to live here. She actually lives on the mainland of Italy now, but her in-laws still live in Venice.
Yeah.
So she comes over here for her job, which is a tour guide in English. And like I said, it's a stretch.
Tomorrow we have first class tickets to do the high speed
And what is
train.
it? What does that mean? Wait, he got an email in Italian, and he's like, "Don't know if you know this, but I don't speak Italian."
She kept asking me, "What does it say? What does it say?"
Can you help me read this?
It's in Italian. So when we get back to the hotel, I'm going to ask the dudes at the front desk to tell me what my email said. But I think it says something about the first class lounge.
Well,
so we will get there early.
There's a seat or a chair on the email. So we're thinking we get to sit down.
Yes.
and it's something about snacks.
Wi-Fi and something about snacks.
Yeah. Snacks, Wi-Fi, and a chair.
I'm happy. Basically. I don't need much else.
Everyone has been willing to speak English to us.
Yes.
I heard that not all Italians will speak, but it helps. We learned before we came. We say,
Mi scusi.
Mi scusi. It means,
Por favore.
Excuse me. Take pity on me.
I'm from Iowa.
And when they ask us where we're from and we say Iowa, they're like,
Gosh, yes.
I have no idea where.
From the U.S.
We should say we're from the U.S.
Yes,
they already know that, though.
Yeah.
They figured that out.
Yeah, they're the first 2 words out of our mouth. Actually, just by looking at us.
Hey, where are we off to this morning?
So we're on the Vaporato, number 2 line. We're going up the Grand Canal to the train station. And we're getting on the train, and we're going to take the high-speed train, which will be interesting. I've never been on a high-speed train before. Bullet train.
Well, have we ever been on a Vaporato?
No, I've never been on a Vaporato. I've never been on a boat that's a bus.
Is this a Vaporato too?
Yes.
Look, this is what it looks like that we're on. We're racing. We're winning, people.
Well, this is supposed to be the faster one, so I hope that we're winning. Otherwise, there's something seriously wrong.
Look at all the boats everywhere. This morning you were talking about in the U.S. people can't wait till they're 16 to drive a fast car.
Here's the thing. They don't have cars here. They have boats. So in the U.S., when I turned 16 at least, everybody wanted to buy a fast car, a hot rod, right? So I'm wondering what age people have to be here to drive a boat. And whether when they get of age, whether they get a speedboat, right? So they can go tearing down the canal, which I suppose is illegal. They've got to have a speed limit, right? Beautiful red flowers,
Okay, one thing we figured out is everything is beautiful in Venice.
Everything's beautiful, but it smells fishy.
It smells fishy?
It smells fishy because we're in the middle of a lagoon. All these houses that you're seeing on the sides are supported by wooden piers that are driven into the bottom of the lagoon. Yeah, they were trying to escape the Gauls coming from Europe, from Northern Europe to invade. So they decided the best thing for them to do is come live on the lagoon. They were fishermen at the time. And then they became very wealthy merchants because they could trade with the Far East, and they owned basically the routes to the Far East for the longest time. There's frescoes on this building right here. I don't know what they're attributed to. Looks like architects, maybe, or painters. They're going as our layover until we get our next train. We're going to Cinque Terre today.